जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad 50 एक्सप्रेस পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
Let's start this class of Cricbuzz Live with 3 seconds of silence for all the Delhi Capitals bowlers. Deep breath. 1, 2, 3. 22 sixes. 266 for 7. Fastest team 100. Highest ever power play score in the history of T20 cricket globally. Highest score in the IPL after 10 overs. Is this even cricket? Joy Bhattacharjya, Adam Gilchrist will answer this question for us.
I played book cricket and I haven't managed to reach that score. I mean, literally 4-6, 4-6, you still wouldn't reach.
Gilly, what was happening?
Well, it was, the top and tail was very, very average from Delhi and exceptional from SRH. And 12 overs in the middle I thought was quite exceptional from Delhi. Overs 7 to 18.
Yeah.
They went for 105 off 12. So you had a run rate of around 8.8 on that ground. That's pretty good. But it was what happened before. The opening stanza couldn't have gone worse. They couldn't have got it more strategically wrong. And SRH are in the form and frame of mind more so than form. I don't like that word, but they're in the frame of mind to absolutely eat you up if you're going to be off your mark.
Annihilation, destruction, carnage, use whatever synonym you want of these words and they'll all hold true. 266 for 7. This match summary is a picture that the Delhi Capitals don't want to look at. Kuldeep Yadav, yes, he picked up 4 wickets, gave away 55. Akshar Patel was bowling on a different planet. Mukesh Kumar, very expensive as well. Now, 4 of these 6 bowlers have been very, very expensive. 20, 10, 13, 14. The economy rate, this was almost like capital punishment for bowlers in the capital city.
No, absolutely. You have a small ground, you have a team came out with aggressive intent and their shots started hitting. And you had some atrocious tactical decisions made by Delhi.
Yeah.
I mean, Lalit Yadav has not played the last 2 matches. Very low on confidence, has done nothing before that. Against probably the most rampaging attack in a small ground, in a tiny ground. You've given an off spinner the ball with 2 fielders out for protection. What is he going to do? And if you look at it, there's just no way he could have gone. So those 2, and after that, not only that, you've got a first over he's got for 20 odd runs. What do? You give him another over. He goes for 20 more. And this is a problem. If you look at that and if you threw out that card, the only thing you'll see is that everyone except Akshar Patel is in double figures for economy.
Yeah.
And, it's just, I mean, some of the decisions, bowling up front in terms of tactical decisions were totally, I mean, outside you couldn't figure out what they were trying to do. I mean, Adam, did you have an idea? What are they trying?
I can only assume it's a match-up. The off-spin to 2 left-handers. But even if that was it, surely the evidence of the first over was that didn't work.
Yep.
But they should have started with Nortje. His first over went the journey.
Yep.
He bowled 1 short ball, of which Travis Head sort of scurried underneath it and was happy to survive.
And we've been advocating all the time that he just needs to bowl here.
Just had to take a punt. I mean, look what happened. They would have been far better off starting with a quick bowler, bowling up, trying to unsettle him, do something different. But the amount of slot balls and length balls, but then the error in judgment to go the off-spinner again. But so many of the sixes, you look at the highlights package of that, sixes in that opening passage of play, the first 6 overs, so many of them were hit. They were just bowling dead straight. And you could hear Rishabh Pant saying, bring it that way, bring it that way. And finally, Kuldeep got one out there and they got the first wicket. But that was extraordinary batting. It was powerful. It was spectacular. Taking nothing away from that. You've still got to be able to do that. That's mind-blowing, the numbers. As you say, the highest ever power play score.
Yep.
So all credit to them. And that opening passage was terrible planning and execution by Delhi.
Now, Delhi fans sitting at home watching this kind of carnage, just scratching their heads and wondering how does this happen when you have Ricky Ponting and Sourav Ganguly in the dugout? How can they let this happen? It's a fair question to ask.
Well, they can't.
Or is it
bowl
not?
the ball. They can't bowl the ball for them.
But such tactical calls with...
Well, even the tactical call on Lalit bowling that first over.
And then one more.
Okay, if everyone buys into that as a tactic for one, let's do it and hopefully it works. Well, it didn't work. So that's where cricket now and match awareness come and you go, oh, gee, we got that wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that some of those deliveries. So you don't go to him again.
And that's a call only the captain can take on the field.
Oh, exactly. So, yes, so in answer to your very good point, the cricketing IP and intelligence on that bench of Ponting and Ganguly, just to name a few, James Hopes is there, who's been there for a long time, very respected bowling coach. They can't be standing on the sidelines, you know, Rishabh, no, like you've got to entrust your captain with the leadership. That's what you do. You make him your leader, and tactically they've got to be able to be astute at the time. So I think Rishabh missed a trick there, no doubt about it.
Strange bowling calls aside, it was an absolute treat to watch. We were all in absolute awe of what Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head were doing. Another 16-ball half-century, this one where he levelled Abhishek Sharma. So joint fastest for Head and Abhishek Sharma, 16-ball half-century. Travis Head is a terror.
He's a terror, but you know, exactly the one thing that I was thinking throughout all this is just see how many people Pat Cummins has unlocked. Okay, Travis Head in the Australian team originally. Okay, Abhishek Sharma getting along, but he's been up and down, has had good seasons, bad seasons, has doubted himself. He's been freed.
Yep.
Nitish Reddy comes out of nowhere. This guy tells him, you can play, you can do it. Shahbaz Ahmed, knocking around in RCB for the past 2 years, hasn't done too well for himself. Unlucked. Okay? Even somebody like an Abdul Samad in the last match smashed them out of the ground. So somewhere so much of this is a guy giving them confidence and saying, I've got your back, go do what you have to.
Yep.
And I think that's so big because, see, getting it out of Travis Head is one thing. International players, you think, have the temperament, are expected to be able to weather good times and bad times better than sort of players who haven't played that much international cricket.
Yeah.
But somebody like a Nitish Reddy, somebody like the way Shahbaz Ahmed, the confidence with which Shahbaz Ahmed batted today, it was just absolutely incredible.
Well, it was a big skyscraper that SRH managed, 266, and that foundation was laid by the openers Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma. And Abhishek Sharma could have broken his own record, 46 of 12. This young man is growing in reputation and he's got to be a top story on all cricket shows.
Yeah, he hit some beautiful shots. He had to really work for one particular six, cool deep in the power play, bowled a beautifully, sort of slightly, whether it drifted but angled ball, pitching it well outside leg, a little bit of flight and really nice deceptive length because Abhishek came down really aggressively. But he had to really work, hold shape, there's that terminology again, but really watch the ball and not get too caught up in being overly aggressive.
Yeah.
And he just held it and just smacked it for six. So that was a beautiful piece of batting.
They were competing with each other, 6 sixes each for Head and Abhishek Sharma, and Head could have had 100 today. He was batting on another planet.
No, he was batting. And the funny thing is that on the other side, you see Abhishek batting. And he's waiting because he's 8 in 2 balls. He's got 2 balls. What more can he do? But, you know, Travis Head out here, absolutely spectacular. Setting the tone of the match. That's what he's doing every time.
Yep.
I think more than anything else, just setting the tone. Because once you have that 20-run over, then already your bowling team is on the defensive.
Yep.
And once that starts, then that mood is, absolutely infectious.
Yeah, they were 131 for no loss, and then for them to go to 154 for 4, 3 of those 4 wickets were taken by Kuldeep Yadav. Yes, he was expensive, but he kept coming at SRH. He kept asking questions, and it almost sort of paid off. And at the 10-over mark, we thought, hang on, is there a collapse in the offing?
Yeah, I guess there was a mini collapse, isn't it? 4 wickets in that little phase of play. And then you expect a flurry of wickets at the end in that last phase. But those middle 2 run rates, you take that on this ground, on that pitch. It looks like a ripping pitch, beautiful batting pitch.
Yep.
So they can take confidence out of that aspect, regardless of what the result ends up.
Yep.
When they sit down and analyse their bowling, it's going to be ruthless, the assessment of the top and tail. The last 2 were costly. But that middle fade, middle 12 overs, they can take a lot of confidence out of that. So how much has that taken a stride forward to possibly winning this game? Who knows? It's kept them in the game. I think we all felt that, if it went to 300 plus, it was going to be unlikely. It's probably unlikely even still if you look at the stats of 200, 250 run chasers. They're not many, but pretty extraordinary conditions. So they've kept themselves alive. There's a heartbeat.
Yeah, well, but while there was a carnage on at one stage, the broadcast did a fast cuts montage of Travis Head shots. Most of them like this, bang, bang. Top quality batting, wasn't it? You've still got to connect.
Totally, yeah. No, you cannot deny that. 89 off, 32 on the back of what he did the other night. No, he's a class player. The world's seen that. And it's now the consistency with which he's doing it, which is a very tough thing to maintain in T20 cricket.
Yeah.
You really, with that approach, it is an up and down. You've got to take the good and the bad, but he has really become a real banker, hasn't he? A real bloke, that you can build, like what you say, Joy, a foundation around, and everyone else gets in on the act and has fun with it.
131, the opening partnership. The wicket fell against all expectations, and in comes Aiden Markram at 3. Right call?
Look, they had Klaasen before that. I reckon they had thought they had so many that they wanted Markram to just sort of, he's the one batter who's not got that much, and probably play him a bit into form. You may not agree with the decision, but as it turned out, he didn't bother the scorers for too long.
Yep.
The point that they probably had was that the other side, Abhishek Sharma was still Travis Head was still going so well that Markram would have a bit of a cushion so that he could set himself in and they could keep going. As it turned out, they had a little mini collapse out there, and it made a huge difference. But if Klaasen had stayed on, that also would have been a scary thought. Yeah. Then this 300 would have been far more likely.
Yeah, 300 seemed likely at one stage.
The way he was hitting the ball, or has been hitting the ball of late.
Yes, we saw Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head do what they did. However, there were 2 shots in this innings that got Adam Gilchrist go, wow. Those 2 shots hit by young Nitish Kumar Reddy. That 1-6 where he just used his wrists, and the one that he hit over third man.
Yeah, absolutely. The 6 just looked like a professional golfer off the driving tee, where you sort of go up like a jet taking off, and then it just kept elevating, and really it was a beautiful sight to watch. And then very clever batting.
Yeah.
Kuldeep went quick at the stumps, and he just got around very quickly, fast hands.
Nitish Kumar Reddy has been one of the finds so far. He's shown a lot of guts on this big stage.
He's got 366 Ranji Trophy runs. Look, that's what I'm saying. That unlocking players is it's giving that confidence that, okay, you go out there, I'm going to play you consistently, you're going to get runs. He's got runs for them there, and it was an important phase of play because you're 155 for 4 suddenly.
Yeah.
Suddenly you need to go, and that's a big thing.
Yeah. And in the end, Shahbaz Ahmed, 59 of 29, 5 sixes in that innings. If they didn't have Shahbaz Ahmed do this, the batting card would have ended up looking silly if it wasn't for that innings.
Yeah, really valuable innings that. Don't underestimate the importance of getting it up to 250, given the momentum so much early. I mean, there's a lot of people, so closed it out really nicely. 200, 5, took 36 off the last 2, basically, most of it of his doing. And there's a lot of people throwing comments around there on social media or even in our chat groups that Delhi's on here, Delhi's in. So without that innings, Delhi had a much better chance than even the great Sachin's thrown it out there.
Yeah, well, in case you're wondering if Delhi can or not, none of our opinions matter. At least mine doesn't. The Sachin Tendulkar believes Delhi can still win this one.
All I can say is that, a lot of RCB would be watching Shahbaz Ahmed's batting with a great deal of attention.
Another one? Another one
that got away.
He got out the door. How we let him go?
Oh, my word. Now then, power play predictions from Adam Gilchrist, and we all got it wrong. 191? What was I even thinking? 191?
No, but it could have been, as you were saying, it could have been a 170, it could have been a 240 also, given the kind of, somebody's going hard, lots of wickets fall.
Power play, David Warner's back. Prithvi Shaw has been scoring a ton of runs in the power play. He's scoring at a strike rate of 145, I think. Average 93.
Who opens?
Who should open?
Have they walked out there yet? I don't know. Do you know? But does Fraser McGurk go out there?
We'll find out in just a bit. They're just about to walk out.
So it's back to the former opening pair of Prithvi and Warner.
Yep.
And so you expect Fraser McGurk at 3. But wondered whether they might get the young rooster up there, the young Aussie, and just say go for it, lead the way.
Prithvi and Warner opening for the Delhi Capitals. 267. Joy, come on.
I'm going to go conservative because I think they might lose wickets. I'm going to go 61.
80.
70. 61, 70, 80. Enjoy this chase. Pat Cummins and co will come really hard at Delhi. Regardless of whatever happens, do join us on Cricbuzz Live at the end of this. Bye for now.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad को 50 एक्सप्रेस পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दो